Hi, I'm the Alchemist Astrologer, and this is your 2020 overview for Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Rising, and Capricorn Moon. So Capricorn, what are you meant to leave in the past? What is the attitude or situation that you've been involved in that it's now time to release and to let go of? You have the Hanged Man, the King of Pentacles, and Imagine. For some of you, this King of Pentacles represents you or perhaps another earth sign person. It could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, or just the energy of this king is important. So for some of you, you've been waiting around for something, perhaps to establish something, maybe a relationship, could be a business. You want something that will open up new avenues for you emotionally, financially, and provide, again, greater security, something that would put you on solid footing, because this is a time where you're not inclined to deal with the fly-by-night. You want something that's reliable, something that can be counted on. And you're not interested in forming relationships that don't carry any kind of long-term future. So for some of you, you've been waiting to establish yourself, and maybe to the point, you're just mesmerized by this idea. It's all you can focus on. But for some of you, the Hanged Man means things have been in limbo. You've just been doing a lot of fantasizing rather than putting forth any real action. The Hanged Man means that something stalled for you in order for you to rethink it, to reevaluate it, to take a fresh approach, to do it differently, to do it better. And so for some of you, you gain some kind of spiritual enlightenment. And maybe you're looking at spirituality versus the material. For some of you, you're also looking at the level of sacrifice, the level of commitment you're willing to apply. And you're having to determine whether it's worth it. You could be a martyr for a cause. You could be making some needless sacrifices. You could be seeing things through rose-colored glasses. You're having to look at whether sacrifice is worth it. Now, there may be a greater cause, something bigger than yourself, and it may be necessary for you to give in and have greater compassion, offer sacrifice, be willing to do more. The King of Pentacles, this card is very cluttery. So you may be waiting to clear the clutter of your life and not really taking a lot of action to do so. It could be that you're changing your mind about something that connects to your value system and you're leaving that in the past. But in the process, you may be turning away from someone who's very critical or controlling, or you may be giving up those traits in yourself. But this is about taking a fresh approach toward security, values, money, relationships for the long term. Now, what do you need to let go of in the future? This would be a mindset, a resentment that you have, an ideal perhaps, or another situation you need to let go of to achieve your desired outcome. You have the Tower, Ten of Pentacles, and Contemplate. So you are thinking about something. Maybe you feel like you haven't been taken seriously. It could be that you've gotten some upsetting news, or you're putting out some revolutionary statements that may offend other people. But something has changed, and you're going to have to let go. You're going to have to release something that you wouldn't normally give up voluntarily, but Providence has stepped in and it's going to take it from you. And it's better for you to get on board with this train. So you're having to reorganize some aspect of your life that's broken down, that's been stagnant, that no longer serves you, and that was built on a faulty foundation. And you could be looking at your history. history of confrontation, a history of arguments, a history of just being bold or rebellious inappropriately. It could be you're looking at, the sudden realizations about something. You've gained some psychological insights connected to the long term. Now, some of you, again, this ties back to taking on more responsibility, being more accountable, not only for yourself, but for those around you as well. So for some of you, this is, you're dealing with something where your life is changing in a radical way. It could be you're changing your job, your residence, your career. You may be undergoing a divorce, a separation, surgery, health issues. Positively, you're deciding to do something in a new way, a fresh perspective about how to establish yourself that makes you feel more liberated, more free. It's a reawakening of some sort. But this ties to, family. There could be concerns about a parent. There could be family estrangement, marital conflicts, arguments over wealth and money. But there's a concern for the long term. And what you need to let go of in the future is perhaps confrontation about that. You need to let go of anything that you're holding on that no longer serves you. Anything that's corrupt or faulty is likely to fall apart. So for some of you, that may mean going within to find some answers, or connecting with others that will help you improve a situation, getting some kind of advice. There are some messages, either in your own mind or through others, where you need to shake things up, where things may have been going on for a long time. Now, what is it that you need to take from the past? This would be a past mindset or a quality that is working for you and that you should continue to leverage into the future. You have the Queen of Swords, the Emperor, and Magic. So you're taking a closer look at something. There's the ability to be analytical, to be discerning based on your past experiences. So you may be looking at how you can gain greater control over a situation. For some of you, it's a decision about an important male figure in your life. It could be your father, your husband, a boyfriend, an authority figure of some sort. Maybe you're dealing with the government or a large company. For some of you, this is about your own personal power. So you're taking a closer look at something, making some decisions. In some cases, you may be cutting some things out of your life, or you are making decisions using your intuition and your intellect to avoid something that could be disastrous. And you're going to do it in the nick of time. You're making some decisions about your own personal power, and that may come through being very direct, being very assertive about what your needs are, where you stand with the situation, taking control of your own authority so that you can create some stability. So you could be making decisions to take on more demands, more responsibility, and you are willing to do that. Once something is revealed to you, once you take a closer look and go beyond just the surface. The Queen of Swords says that you may have dealt with some past disappointments. It could be some kind of financial hardship. It could be illness, a betrayal, a separation. And you're now wiser for it. You're making better decisions. You're being more analytical. You're not allowing your heart or your emotions to take over, to put you in a negative space. You're making practical decisions to take control of a situation. Because the Emperor is about accountability, responsibility. For some of you, this may tie to an Aries person, or you may have strong ties to someone with air, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or a combination of both. So you've made the decision to take a closer look at something that would give you greater power, greater authority. You're coming into your own. Now, what is it that you need to use in the future? This would be a past or a current gift that you possess, a mindset that you need to play up in the future to help you achieve your desired ends. You have the Lover's card and the Knight of Pentacles and Fairyland. So you are trying to sort things out in connection to your partnerships, your choices. You are probably at some type of crossroad where you're having to decide, do I take choice A or do I go with option B? Because they both hold very different outcomes for you. So you're sorting some things out, trying to get to the nuts and bolts. You're being very practical. You're having to be patient. It could be slow going. Again, you may be looking at long-term relationships that may tie to your income, something unexpected, or growing something steadily. So whatever you're doing takes patience, it takes time. Maybe you're trying to sort out your connections to other people, alliances, or whether there's some third-party interference. You may be dealing with popularity, how to gain recognition, or the challenge of popularity, how people who are demanding your time, your expertise, your knowledge are interfering ultimately with your goals. So you're sorting some things out and you're doing a review that ties again to your value system. You have a lot of pentacles here. So money, ambition, security is a strong concern for you. And you're having to look at past habits that may not have served you. You're looking at where you're giving too much or giving too little, whether that's your time, your money, your affection, your energy, and making some progress with that. It could be that you're trying to sort out situations where you're enthusiastic and yet other people aren't receptive. Or perhaps you're the one throwing a damper on enthusiasm. So the Knight of Pentacles is slow. He's slow to get excited. Once he gets going, though, he's pretty steady. So you're trying to sort out something about a choice to be made. It could be a romantic alliance, a romantic meeting, whether you're compatible, your popularity, and in some cases, how much of a people pleaser you have become. Where are you giving in, giving over, acquiescing because you don't want to face the music of a situation? So this is about suppressing your emotions unnecessarily and actually making things worse. So you have to be direct. You have this other card, the Emperor. This is a time to speak your truth. Tell it like it is. Tell people how you feel, what you need, what you want, where you stand in order to make the progress. Now, your important lesson for 2020 is the Fool card. So this is starting over, a fresh start, moving in a new direction, having a new lifestyle. For some of you, there may be concerns with children or travel, a new job. You're definitely going to be embarking on a new chapter in your life this year. You're going to be meeting new people, having new experiences, and that is the name of the game. Anything that's novel. So moving in new direction, starting something new, starting a new health regimen, starting a new way of thinking, a new way of living, a new way of being is going to be important for you. You're also going to have to use your common sense, though, about just jumping off into things without having, practical footing, not knowing the practicalities, not using your common sense could mean that you fall off of a cliff. So you're moving in a new direction, connecting to new people. It's also about your commitment level. So we get back to this idea of how much responsibility are you willing to take on? Can you meet the demands? Do you have the authority? You may be given greater authority. Are you committed to that? Is the person that you are attached to committed to you? So you're looking at your alliances, new directions, new experiences. For some of you, you may be having to give up something or make some changes because something has occurred that you weren't prepared for. There could be a lack of experience or something that you're trying to deal with that you don't have the consciousness level yet to tackle because it's a new experience. So there could be something unexpected connected to your domestic affairs, your career, that means you're going to have to get in gear and make some changes. This is also a card that says, don't be so caught up in your own self-interest that you become insensitive to other people or oblivious to the needs of others. Or you may be dealing with someone like that. Again, you have this card where there's criticism, there's control, maybe a history of confrontation. Somebody could be abusing power. They could be tyrannical in some way, very detached, very cold, very aloof. So you're having to make some decisions about what you want to do and where you want to go. And what is the question that you should repeatedly ask yourself all throughout the year in support of this lesson? You have, what is my body telling me right now? Our body speaks to us through physical pain or discomfort. Our body sends messages for us to look more deeply. See the trapped emotions, the lurking fears and beliefs that limit you. Listen to your physical body, and you will be led to the source of your pain. It's time to get your healing on. So your sole action is to do some research. You may want to pick up the book Heal Your Body by Louise Hay to find the answers toward which your body is guiding you. So for some of you, this may be, you're experiencing some new things connected to body. Maybe it's tied to age. Maybe you're concerned with getting older. And, maybe the authority you have, maybe you're making decisions about what kind of control you have, things that affect you for the long term, your old age, into the future, your body. And don't give up on you. So you're being given an opportunity to move in a new direction. Again, whether that's to make some changes, could be based on some kind of stress, trauma, or emergency that you experience that takes you in a new direction. It may be physical. It may be your emotional state of mind is wearing on you physically. But the message is not to give up on you. Now, your advice card is, when I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. So your peace of mind, your mental and emotional state has a great bearing on your ability to produce, your physicality. So perhaps, again, you're weighing the balance between the spiritual and the material, quality of life versus, just trying to rack up acquisition, make a lot of money. Now, you also have the ancient ones. So, you have this age thing, ancient, youth, that could be a concern, experience, wisdom. So let's look up ancient ones. So the ancient ones are the shamans of old who defeated death and escaped from the tyranny of time. The ancient ones once walked the earth like us in flesh and bone. Now they reside in infinity and can counsel us after we say yes to our calling. They are available to help us attain our full realization. The ancient ones are inviting you to reach to the future to help birth a new destiny for the earth. Go ahead, find out who you are becoming 10,000 years from now. If you accept the invitation, great power and blessings will come your way and allow you to craft a new destiny for yourself. Do not hesitate to bite off more than you can chew, because you have unlimited spiritual resources available right now. Now that's interesting because the Emperor is all about responsibility. This Ten of Pentacles says you're looking at your devotion, your ability to protect others, to do more, to go harder, to go bigger. And the Emperor says you may be given more responsibility, more authority, more control over a situation. So don't be afraid about whether you have the experience or the knowledge to do what you need to do, because you are being spiritually supported. Now you have the Four of Pentacles underneath. This is again about assets, possessions, material acquisition that can turn into selfishness or greed, trying to hold on to every penny, being miserly, really based in fear. And because of that fear, you may be holding on to things that don't actually serve you, trying to protect your assets, trying to protect your heart. Now, this is a health issue. Maybe you need to protect your heart. Maybe you need to do things. Maybe you have high blood pressure, or there's the possibility of a heart attack. You may need to eat more heart-healthy foods. Maybe you need to exercise, whatever it is you need to do. But you need to seek those answers. This is also about business, cautiously exploring opportunity, but also being practical, seeing yourself, your capabilities, and others for what they are, using your common sense. And perhaps this has to do with your self-expression in some way. Maybe you hold back, and maybe that has a bearing on your health. Maybe you hold back and then all of a sudden you explode. Things come out of your mouth in ways that work against you. This is also about maybe you want some recognition for your talents, your skills, your business, or you feel like that's been withheld. Maybe you're afraid of success. You're afraid of being recognized. It could be something is blocking your creativity or your confidence, and maybe you need to stabilize that. Now, you may be working through fear. You don't want to rock the boat. You want to maintain the status quo. This is about having fear of change. So once again, you're looking at your value system and trying to determine if what you're holding on to, whatever that is, a situation, a job, a relationship, a piece of property, is actually costing you more than it's worth. So you're looking at where you're either too stingy or too free with your time, your money, or your emotions. Again, there's a message here about selfishness, being oblivious or self-absorbed to the point and to the detriment of others. So this is about not letting fear guide your decisions where you don't want to give in or help, or you feel like you're going to be exploited or exposed or you're going to lose. This is about recognizing your confidence to maintain your position by making objective decisions based on your experience to claim your personal power, to establish yourself, whether that is to offer your compassion to others. You're thinking about making some radical changes that affect you for the long term and moving in a new direction that will affect every aspect of your life and introduce exciting new chapters for you to experience, something that's going to stabilize you for the long term once you sort out what your partnerships are, the value of them, what you can give, and what you're not expected to give. All right, Capricorn, I hope you have a fantastic year this year. I wish you the best. Happy New Year in 2020.